Modelling units can give you access to entire rigs in a really compact way. If you're looking for a way of slimlining your setup, say no more, as we're going to go through 5 of the best compact modelling units on the market currently. We are Pedalboards of Doom, your one-stop shop for guitar gear and news, and this is your top 5 compact modelers. Let's take a look. First in our list is maybe one of the oldest here. Despite its age, it's still going strong. The HX Stomp is a scaled down version of the flagship Helix unit. That being said, it does not scrimp on the features, boasting MIDI, stereo in and out, and a built-in effects loop. The flexibility of the interface allows you to put any block in any order, so you aren't constrained to having one dedicated effects block or amp block, for example. The only constraint that you have is with the DSP of the Stomp itself. We've shown here on PBOD how you can get stereo amp setups using it, and there are some amazing players like John Cordy that call the HX Stomp their modeler of choice. It is easy to see why this one gets a spot on this list. The Boss GT1000 core is the powerhouse of the smaller modelling units, with 32-bit floating point processing, 32-bit AD-DA conversion, and 96 kHz sampling rates. What this means in reality is that you get super high fidelity audio signal that you've come to expect from Boss products. Add to that the new AIRD amp modelling technology, and you're in for some seriously impressive sounding and feeling amp modelling. What's more is that it includes classic Boss effects, vintage stomps, MDP effects, and algorithms directly ported from the DD500, MD500, and RV500 pedals. With the ability to add external foot switching, expression, and MIDI control, you can really tailor this one to become more functional than the compact size would suggest. Now, this Boss unit uses preset blocks, so it is perhaps not as customizable as some of the other units on this list, and some have suggested that there's a bit more of a learning curve to the user interface than some of the other modelling units. If audio fidelity and heritage are your biggest concerns, then the GT1000 core is one you should really consider. The headrush MX5 is an interesting one. They have really gone all in with the visuals on this one. The user interface looks amazing, with the bright and vibrant display showing off everything in a really simple to understand visual manner. The MX5 has a 4-inch touchscreen, which makes creating tones on this one much more intuitive and a tactile experience than with some of the others on this list. Like with the others mentioned so far, it has a stereo effects loop, aux input, and MIDI in and out. The MX5 has a modest selection of 50 amps, 15 cabs, and 65 effects, which is on the lower side mentioned so far, but updates happen frequently, so when this has a few more years under its belt, you might see that this is even further expanded. This is the only one on the list that has got a built-in expression pedal, so if that's a feature that you're likely to need, this could be a one-stop shop kind of deal. As another bonus for this one, it is cheaper than a lot of the others mentioned so far, but it is not the cheapest on the list. The Ampero series is quite new to the scene, but has been making some waves in the budget end. The Stomp 2 is the cheapest on this list, but does not lack features at all. It's got a 4-inch touchscreen for editing, much like the headrush, but gives you fully customizable signal chain like the HX Stomp. In fact, it has a cool dual chain setup, allowing you to have a number of series and parallel routing options. Like the others, it boasts stereo jacks and a stereo effects loop, and the ability to enhance it with an external foot switch and MIDI. The Stomp 2 boasts 87 built-in amp models and 68 cab models, with the option of loading IRs to expand it even further. Not only this, you have access to hundreds of pedals too, including modulation and time-based stuff. Hotone are a bit of an unknown quantity when it comes to modelling, but from what we've heard here, they sound pretty good and might be one to watch out for. The Kemper was one of the original amp modelers, kicking off the domination of amp modelling in the mainstream. When you look at this, it isn't quite as feature-rich as some of the other units, with real limitation on the effects side of things, as it only has a handful of effects and only allows 2 to be engaged at one time. That being said, Kemper is a massive powerhouse when it comes to amp modelling, building on the rich architecture of the original and giving users access to thousands of curated amp and false signal chain models. Much like the HX Stomp, the Kemper profiling has quite a few years under its belt now and can be seen as a bit outdated. That being said, kempers are still being used on stages around the world by touring artists, so this pint-sized profiler can still pack quite the punch. There were our choices for the 5 greatest compact modelers on the market currently, but did we miss your favourite? Let us know in those comments below, and whilst you're there, drop a like on this video. If you would like to see what it's like moving from the Kemper to the Quad Cortex, showing on screen now is a video doing just that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again on the next one.